What is going on, good people? I am absolutely out of my mind right now going live at this late evening. But I just wanted to get on here, man, because lots of interesting things going on right now on my channel. And I just wanted to take you guys behind the curtains a little bit. I know a lot, maybe not a lot of people will be able to tune in, but hey, we're doing it anyway. This is Todd Thinks live stream. I don't get a chance to go live that often, but hey, if you're here, give me a shout. Let me know. Say what's up to your boy. Say hello, people. Hello, good people. Listen, some crazy stuff going on. Many of you, I don't know, maybe you caught my live stream the other day that I did with a good friend of mine. Well, I can't say he's a good friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. I haven't known him that long, but I've been familiar with his work. We did a concurrent live stream, both broadcast on his channel and mine, called his channel is called Dear Woke Christian. And it was interesting because, this YouTube community is really small and tight knit, and people who have a similar lane tend to try to connect and see if we can, get some things going and, kind of cross pollinate, introduce each other to each other's audiences and, just build a strong community of, because it's hard to find people who have your mentality, have your thoughts about certain things. And so, yeah, when you find those people, you go, hey, let's connect. Let's see if we can, cross pollinate a little bit. But here's the thing. Hey, Berean Babe podcast. Happy Wednesday to you as well. It's hump day. But here's the thing. The other day with me and my friend, his name is Jason, we were doing our live stream. It was about maybe an hour and 40-minute stream. We got off the stream. Well, while we were on the stream, YouTube had made a comment that Jason saw on his side that YouTube had already kind of flagged our cast as, limited, because it's saying, hey, there's some content here that may not be suitable for all, audiences or advertisers. So I'm like, okay, that's a little odd. I mean, we're just having a regular conversation, just getting to know each other. We weren't talking anything controversial, anything at all. So then we end the cast and, all of a sudden the video was removed by YouTube because they said, yeah, I remember you, Berean Babe. I remember you were on the stream. So you can attest to what I'm saying is true. When we got off the stream, YouTube took the video down. And I was like, what in the world? So Jason called me the next morning because I went to bed. I didn't know what happened. We kind of got off the stream a little bit late. And he was just like, yeah, YouTube said that there was some SCX content. I don't even like saying the words now. I've got a perpetual, like, I got Big Brother over my shoulder. So I don't like to, even like to say, they're basically translating the text of our live stream almost in real time. So anyway, it's like, yeah, there's some sexual content that got flagged for. And we're like, sexual content? I mean, this is a biblical Christian-based podcast. The last thing that we're going to be talking about is something that is inappropriate for public consumption on a sexual nature. So we were like, well, what was that all about? Well, come to find out, some commenter that was not a subscriber to either Jason or I made a comment during the stream, and they had a sexually explicit image as their profile picture. And when you use some of these streaming software, like Jason uses, he used the StreamYard. Whenever someone makes a comment, if you click on their comment, then the software will broadcast the comment onto the screen so that everyone can see the comment, right? Well, it's hard to see the profile picture in the chat, right? It's actually very small. Like, for example, here's my main man, John D. John, I love you as well, my friend. So, like, for example, I can see the chat right now, but I can't really tell. I can tell that John's kind of profile pic is just a J. But Berea and Babes, I can see your profile pic, but I can't actually tell what's in the thumbnail. I don't see that well, so I can't tell what's in it. So if I was in Jason's situation and I wanted to click on your chat, and so I could broadcast it to everyone else that's watching, then that's the only way I would actually be able to see in a way that I can tell in any good detail what your actual profile picture is. So like Berea and Babe, I don't know what your profile picture is right now. Still, I'm staring at it right now. I don't know. So what happened with Jason is that he did that. He clicked on the chat and it broadcasted. And I when we were talking, I thought I saw, it looked kind of funny. I was like, is that like a sexually explicit image? I saw for a moment, and then, but Jason actually immediately deleted it and made a comment to his administrators to, hey, let's man the chat. He locked it down so that only subscribers who have been subscribed for at least 3 days could actually comment in the chat. So then basically he dealt with it. You know, the person's chat was up on the screen for maybe a couple seconds, like literally. So then, you know, we didn't think anything of it. We went on about our merry way. Well, basically this was the the basis of the so-called violation of YouTube's community standards by sexually explicit content or nudity on the live stream. So we did an hour and 40-minute live stream. Some idiot, and it might have been, as a matter of fact, Jason and I were thinking it was probably some sort of bot, right? Because sometimes these are not even human chatters, right? These are people. Basically, these people deploy these bots so they can spam accounts with comments, and sometimes it's, you know, soliciting of PORN, as you might know. So we ended up not thinking anything of it, but that was basically what YouTube said. Well, that's why we flagged the content for violating YouTube's content or community guidelines. And I thought that was the most bizarre thing ever. So we decided we would dispute it. We were just like, well, no, anyone who actually watched the actual stream would know that couldn't possibly be true. But what ended up happening is they said, yeah, no, our ruling stands, and we're going to keep the content off of YouTube. We're going to remove it. And this is the kicker. Then they deleted Jason's entire channel. I think Jason had just shy of 10,000 subscribers. You know, he had 9,000 and some odd subscribers. Today, I just crossed over 4,000 subscribers. So round of applause for me. But anyway, they deleted his whole channel because of that so-called violation. Now, I don't know the whole history because I know YouTube doesn't delete your whole channel for a single violation. So there was obviously some other things going on with it. But the thing that I found so bizarre is it's like, okay, first of all, it wasn't a legitimate violation. It was a person who put a chat who had a sexually explicit image as their profile pic, and we accidentally put that on the screen for like a couple seconds. We immediately took it down. I have a friend, for example, who said he watched the entire stream and he had no idea that had even happened. Like, most people would have missed it, even if they were watching intently. So it was a very, very strange way to get some sort of community guidelines violation. All right, so here's the thing that I wonder what y'all think. Tell me in the chat, or make a comment in the chat if you think you know. If you tell me I'm off base with this, because I'm just like, well, how in the world did they detect? Because you got to know, okay, so I'm a data scientist. So I always start my videos, if you watch my videos, saying that I'm Todd Shannon, data scientist, social commentator, getter of buckets. Well, I do data science for a living. So I know that, the sheer, just no pun intended, Googles of content being uploaded to YouTube every single second cannot be manually monitored, right? So they have some sort of algorithm, some sort of AI, so to speak, that's kind of monitoring the content, and they can, the image classification is a fairly mature, technology, so that they can look at an image and kind of tell what it is, right? And Google would be amongst the best. Google's amongst the world leaders. They're certainly at the forefront of AI and that sort of technology. So I'm like, okay, so apparently they have some sort of technology that can perceive, or that can classify, if a sexually explicit image is posted on your stream, or sexually explicit content. But the thing that's bizarre to me, now you tell me if I'm wrong, if they could see that the image was sexually explicit when it got, like, for 2 seconds, it was on our it was on our stream, then why couldn't they have detected that when the person who actually had the account uploaded the image as their profile pic? So it sounds like to me like they were penalizing us for someone else violating their community standards. So now that whole stream is lost. I can't recover it. Jason's entire channel, I can't emphasize this enough, his entire channel is gone. It's gone. It's bizarre. So this is what I decided I would do today. I decided I want to take you behind the curtain, because I think I want to be transparent with you guys. And I got to tell you, my channel has been growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, I told many people that I had a goal of getting to like 500 subscribers, like by the end of this month. Right? That was my goal. My goal was, like, I started, making videos in earnest, sometimes early in July, right? And I said, hey, I'm going to do this. I finally got to a place where I can be dedicated to doing this YouTube thing. I've been wanting to do it for years, and now I'm going hard at it, right? So I said, I want to be at 500 subscribers by the end of August, early September. I basically had several days in this last month where I've gotten more than 500 subscribers in a single day, right? So praise God for that, right? Praise God for that. I'm grateful for his grace with respect to that. But it hasn't been without its difficulty. So I want to show you what kind of has been happening for me, and because I think there's something odd going on, and I want to know if if it's just me, if I'm tripping. All right, so this is, you better appreciate this, because I'm taking you behind the scenes in a way that most people would never, right? So I'm going to go to my analytics, okay, and I'm going to go. Let me see if I can. I want to be a little bit discretionary here. So I'm going to go to my content. All right, so let me see if I can find this here. Videos. All right. So, all right, so let me see if I can do this here. All right. So this is what I got here. This is called YouTube Studio, right? And it basically will show you how many views you've had over a certain period of time, how many what they call impressions you might have had, and things of that nature, right? So right now I'm looking at my videos, right? So these are kind of all the videos that I've uploaded. And so I've had 111,000 views on my videos, which is, really good. and I've had 1.6 million impressions. Now, what an impression is when they basically, when you upload your video, they make it available to people to click on, right? So basically it's something that shows up in your feed. It basically has to be something that you scroll over, or if you search, your video comes up on the screen and you don't have to like click more or anything like that. So basically it's just how many times they present your video to people for them to click on it, right? So here's the odd thing. I just put up a video today, and it's about Donald Trump, and it's called Killing Donald Trump. Now this right now is actually ordered here in terms of, let me see if I can find my most recent video here. Let me see here. All right, so here's my most recent video. You see this. Now this is interesting. If you look, it's only got 69 views. It's got 12 comments. It's got 17 likes. Now I have to tell you, if you look, that's very uncommon. If you look at the this other video that I did the other day on Vivek Ramaswamy, it's got 2,400 views and 31 comments. So if you think about that ratio, right? 2,400 views and 31 comments, and 87 likes. So as a percentage of views, I've got 17 likes. So I basically got 25% of the people who viewed this video, give or take, actually liked it. And generally your actual rate is well below 10%, right? Well below 10%. You see this is 87%. That's like maybe 3% of the people. I don't know, like maybe 5%, I should say. No, not even. My math is not good. But the point is that this is where my tinfoil hat comes on, right? Because I'm just like, okay, do they not like this video? Or they're not promoting it because it's a video about Donald Trump? You know, I reached out to the people and I asked them, you know, how come you aren't showing this video to people? So it's only got 69 views. So generally speaking, they say, well, if your video would do well if people interact with it, right? If they comment on the video, so that that tells the algorithm that the people are engaging with the content. If they like the video, that tells the algorithm people like the content. And so that ratio of how often people click on it when it's presented, and then also how long people stay on the video, also are strong indicators telling the algorithm that you know, they like it. So I want to show you this. This is kind of so 69 views here, and then if you go to this reach, this tells you how many people they have given an opportunity to view this video. And right here it says 633. Now I want you to understand, this is so low that it is like the lowest. It is like the lowest like impression or reach that I've had like on any video that I've posted, given the amount of time. This video has been up for almost 12 hours and only 633 people have even been shown it. Now I want to give you a kind of a counter example by going to this Vivek Ramaswamy video, for example. So if I go here and I go to the reach here, and this is the first day. So after the first 12 hours, if we can zoom in here, after the first 12 hours, let me see if it'll come up again. Come on, show it to me now. All right, first 12 hours, it had shown the video, had offered for someone to be able to click on it 6,746 times. So 6,746 opportunities people had to click on this video in the first 12 hours. That's like a magnitude of you know, 10x the amount of opportunities people have had to click on the Donald Trump video. Now let's look at it's got a high impression or click-through rate, which is good, right? So that means a lot of people are clicking on it. But the engagement was actually not that good because people were clicking on it, but they weren't actually staying and watching it for a long time. So my average view duration was 1 minute and 58 seconds here. So if you look at here, so basically it was like a, you know, it was like a double-digit minute video, but people were clicking away from it early. So that's bad. That tells the algorithm. So this is why I call this video going behind the curtain. That tells the algorithm, hey, people are clicking on it, but they're not staying. So maybe this video is not that great. So just clicking on it is not enough, and just watching it for a long time is not enough. If they click on it and they watch for a long time, that tells the algorithm that, hey, people like this content, right? Now let's go back to my Donald Trump video, because this is, there again, you might say this is tinfoil hat, right? But I just want to document this for the public, because I want you guys to feel and understand my frustration. When we look at my reach, right, it's got a click-through rate of 6%. So my Vivek Ramaswamy was 7%. So basically, this is really high. I want you to know that most of my videos only have about a 2 to 3% at the most, right? 3% is actually really good. Some of my videos is actually sub 2% click-through rate. So that means less than 2% of the people who are shown the video actually click on it. So this Donald Trump video is 6%. That's actually really high. I can only actually think about that Vivek Ramaswamy video as being higher right now. But this is where it's different. Look at the view duration. The view duration on this is 5 minutes and 35 seconds. So people are not only clicking on it, but they're staying to watch. So that should tell the algorithm. Basically what I'm saying is the view duration is there. The click-through rate is really good. The interaction, as far as, and I go back here, let's go back to the details here. Sorry, let's go back to, hold on here. I just want to show you this, because this is bizarre. You look at the comments and the likes, right? So that's like the total thing. The comments, the likes, the click-through rate, and the view duration. All of those are positive signs telling the algorithm, hey, people like this content. But they've only offered, they've only shown the video to they've only offered for people to click on it 633 times. Do you see why I'm paranoid? Do you see why I'm paranoid? You know, the interesting thing about that video, and I encourage you guys, if you haven't seen it, you know, go watch the video. I encourage you to go watch the video, because you know, I'm doing it. I know a lot of people might find this boring, but this is me personally documenting what I'm kind of dealing with. Because the thing that the issue that I'm having is, I want people to be able to connect with the content that I create, right? I want to make content that you guys like. I want to make content that people want to see. The problem is, though, if I make a video that people interact with and they love it, and all the markers are there, people click on it at a high rate, they watch it for a good amount of time, and they like it, and there's no dislikes on the video, and it feels like obviously YouTube's got their finger on the scale. Let's take a look at a different one. All right, so there's my Vivek Ramaswamy video. This video actually did pretty well relative to some of the others. I did one on this guy talking about the Capitol Police. He was the Capitol Police chief. And let's look at it. It's only got 120 views. Okay. It's only got 120 views, which is low. And look at its reach here. Let's see how many times they offered to show this video in the first 12 hours. First 12 hours, they offered 1,977 people to watch it. It's got a click-through rate of 2.3%, which is like 3 times less than the Donald Trump video. Let's look at the likes. Let's look at some of the other details here. It's got 9 comments, so that's fewer than the Donald Trump video, and it does have 25 likes, but it also has 120 views, so like 40% more views. So it has less engagement given how many times people have actually watched it, right? And in the first 12 hours, they offered almost 2,000 people the opportunity to see it. Let's look at another one. This is another kind of a parody of the January 6th thing. Not a lot of people watch this, but this is also kind of odd, right? Because this is about January 6th. It's also basically a Donald Trump themed video. Are you noticing a pattern? That if it's Donald Trump, they don't show it. So I don't know if that's, I would like for someone at YouTube to help me understand, hey, how come my Donald Trump content is not doing that great? All right, so let's look at this. So this one has 7 comments. It's got 12 likes, only 90 views. That's pretty pathetic. All right, so let's go here and let's look at the reach. 1.6K. So 1.6 thousand impressions, right? But through the first 12 hours, they had offered 841 opportunities to click on it. So even better than the one that I just did on Donald Trump. And this one is about January 6th. I mean, that's kind of pretty much the most controversial topic regarding Donald Trump that there is, January 6th. It's got a 3.9% click-through rate, which is not bad, but not nearly the engagement. So is this proof that they don't like to promote Donald Trump content? I mean, let's just think about what we realized here. Again, I don't know. I don't even know if anybody's still watching right now. Probably only my wife is still watching. But we just kind of went through a season. The last time, 45. I'm going to call him 45, just to make sure. I don't know, because if I talk about 45 too much, the one who shall not be named. Apparently, the pattern is they don't want people to see it. But you could see how I might come to the conclusion that content that talks about 45 is, they're not eager to push that out to people. All right, let's look at another one. I'm taking you out behind the curtain, man. I'm just taking you behind the curtain, helping you understand. This one is when I went over the brawl, the riverfront brawl in Alabama, and was it Montgomery, Alabama? Yep. So this one is understandable, right? Because in the first 12 hours, this is interesting. In the first 12 hours, this is almost the identical number of impressions that my other, Mr. 45 video, the one that I put out today, got. But the difference is that this video, they said, was restricted because it dealt with content that they thought wasn't suitable for people under 18 because it was dealing with the brawl at the riverfront, right? And I didn't even dispute that because I figured that they might restrict it for that reason, right? So whenever they restrict it, what I'm told is that they don't give as many people opportunity to watch it because they don't think it's advertiser friendly. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense to me. But this is a situation where they're treating the other video that I did on 45, President 45, they're treating it like it's a restricted video, but there's nothing on the video that says it's restricted. So what am I to think about that? So this has the lowest number of impressions, the lowest reach of any video that I've done so far through the first 12 hours. This one had a high click-through rate, and that makes sense. So let's go back. Let's try another one. Neo. This one only had 3 comments, had 23 likes, 100%. Okay, this one, this dealt with the Transformer community is all I'll say there. And let's look at the impressions. So interesting. So this is interesting, right? In the first 12 hours, 21, they gave the opportunity for 2,100 people to click on it. So not a lot of people actually clicked on it, right? Relative to, you know, how many times people had the opportunity to do so. So this one, they actually made fairly widely available. Okay. 12 hours, 2,100 impressions, click-through rate, they said is 3.1%. But this was, you know, only 136 views, fairly low performing video. Okay. Now this one is interesting. This one is about the U.S. women's soccer team, and I got to tell you, the U.S. women's soccer team. I tell you what, people love to hate them. They are tremendously obnoxious. All right, through the first 12 hours, almost 4,000 impressions. All right, so click-through rate on this one was really high, 13%. This is the highest, I think, click-through rate I've had of any video that I've done so far. So a lot of people clicked on that. 2,500 views. So this one resonated with people. That makes sense. So through the first 12 hours, they made it widely available. You can see most of my views came from those first 12 hours. Okay. Or it came from the first day or so. All right, let's go back. So I'm just documenting. I'm just taking you behind the curtain. Here's another video that didn't perform particularly well. Only 3 comments. It did have 13 likes, 142 views. Ben Shapiro. Let's look at the reach through the first 12 hours. Once again, almost 3,000 impressions. So, you know, only a 1% click-through rate. So interestingly enough, they made it available for a lot of people to look at first 12 hours. Then it got a bump. You know, they tried it again. So I don't know if maybe people started looking at it, you know, and so this little thing right here, but apparently people, you know, weren't interested in seeing my take on old Benny Shapiro. Okay. So you get the point, right? I'm just trying to understand this thing. I know for me, I want to make content that you guys want to see, but I also want to make content for things that I find interesting and important. And so I'm trying to find that balance between what people want to see and what others might also okay, so Berean Babe says, what category do I put my videos under? That's a good question. You know, I don't know. I have to go back and look. I think, oh yeah, I think it says people and blogs here. Sorry, I shouldn't be showing you this because you probably don't want to see this here. All right, let's just go here. Let me see what that looks like. Yeah, that's weird. You don't want to see that. So yeah, people and blogs. That's probably Berean Babes. That's probably not the best one, huh? maybe I should look at that, right? Because, you know, listen, I put on it. Here's the thing. If we are paranoid, we are rightfully so, right? If we got the tinfoil hat on and we got conspiracy theories, we have a right to not trust social media, big tech in any way. Because why? Because 2020, right? Because almost everything they pushed and tried to push on us, and the flow of information, the way they tried to control it, was based on them trying to shape a narrative based on their own ends, and it had nothing to do with what was plausible or true. And so for me, hello, Creed fan forever. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Brian babe, I'm trying to figure it out myself. I mean, will you admit though, doesn't it seem suspicious that anything mentioning 45, President 45, help me understand how they're only offering to making it available for 600 people to view in the first 12 hours. That doesn't make any sense to me. Especially given the fact that when people click on it, they stay and watch, they like the video, they comment, like all of those things are algorithm boosters. I know this for a fact. Oh, Creed fan forever. You've been a fan of my channel for a year now. Praise God. Thank you. Thank you for that. Listen, you know, I guess many of you probably didn't know, but that, I ended up basically just getting to a place where I could do, let me let you zoom in to here. I basically got to a place where I could do these videos consistently. I started this channel in 2020, and basically I was doing like, I would do like 2 videos in a month, and then I would do nothing for 4 months, and then I'd do another video, and then I'd do nothing for 4 months, and then I'd do another video. So I did that basically for like the first 3 years. And then through God's grace and providence, we moved into a new house, and this office that you see me recording in is basically my dedicated space. So what's nice about in here, I don't have to tear up and pick up and, you know, tear up and set up and tear down. I can sit in my chair, I can hit record and go, right? And I even had it up where, you know, I can kind of do my cuts on the fly. And so that the need for editing has been greatly decreased, right? So anybody tells you, you know, anybody will tell you that does YouTube videos, it's the editing that gets you. Creed fan forever. Todd, I'm 17 years old. I was diagnosed with leukemia when I was 6. Battled disease through my childhood. And a few weeks before my birthday, my doctors gave us the good news. Wow. After years of chemo treatments, there's no longer any sign of leukemia. Praise God. Praise God. Creed fan forever. That is amazing. That is amazing. You know, I'm glad you told me that, because I was just about to say, I'm about to stop right now. It's like, hey, we're going to pray for you. Matter of fact, we're going to pray for you anyway. God, I thank you right now for Creed fan forever. I'm not sure what your name is. Don't tell people your real name on the chat, because people are crazy. But I thank you so much for Creed fan forever. I thank you for your faithfulness in healing his or her body. And thank you for that. And I'm glad you are being blessed by the channel and by the content. So, all right. So that's, you see my journey here. Now I want to bring you guys up to speed on something else too, because I told you guys that I would completely take you behind the curtain. Got one other thing I want to take you behind the curtain on. And anybody who's been watching my channel for the last month, you know that I've been really miffed. I've been really miffed by this whole Jason Aldean thing. As a matter of fact, a solid probably 80%. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. A solid 80% of my subscribers probably discovered this content from my Jason Aldean content. So I did that video on try that in a small town. And here, let me show you this here. So try that. When I did try that in a small town, right? YouTube, they got, it was so bizarre. Okay, I got to go back to kind of the previous page here. YouTube basically blocked my video here. So here's my try that in a small town video, right? I want you to look at this. This is crazy. The first day. Okay, so let's look at the views. The first day it got 22,000 views. The first day and a half, or a little bit more than a day and a half, but let's just call it 2 days, it got 38,000 views. And then YouTube restricted it and said, hey, this is not suitable for people under 18. It's completely bizarre, right? That made me so angry because there was literally no possible way that the content here was inappropriate for young people. So anyway, apparently when they do that, they say, hey, they say they're going to only show it to people who are 18 or over, but they do more than that. They actually really suppress the reach of it. So I'll show you that as well. So you can see the impressions, the first 13 hours, right? The first 12 hours or so, 13 hours, it got like a normal amount of impressions, right? And then as the algorithm picked up that people were identifying with it, it started exploding and making it available to a lot of people to watch. So you see, in the first day, it had made it available to almost 260,000 people to view. So 260,000 impressions. That was in the first day, right? And they continue. The first day and a half, right? So basically at the end of the first 2 days, 500,000 impressions. So the reach got out to 500,000 unique opportunities to click on the video. And that's where my 40,000 views came from. And then they restricted it. And now look, they make it available to like 30, 40 people a day, maybe. No. So that's what happened, right? Now, let me show you this. Let me give you a praise report here, because this is how God gave me wisdom. And this is how, if you're out there and you have talent, just think about how to get around these things. I end up doing a Jason Aldean, I end up doing a remix to the actual song. I told you guys before that I am a musician, and in a former life, I was a rapper, right? But, so I did this Jason Aldean Try That in a Small Town remix. Right now, it's got 176,000 views and counting. Right? I want you to look at the trajectory of this. A steady climb up. It actually started out kind of small here as well. So the first day, it only got like 500 views. Less than that, about 475. And look at this thing. It's just been climbing and gaining momentum. After the first week, it was still only at like 10,000 views, right? And this was a short, by the way. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Right? After the first 2 weeks, right, I was up to 72,000. Then it just really started to continue to take off. And basically, this incline is getting steeper as time goes on. Let's look at the reach here. Shown in feed, 275,000. So shorts is a little different, right? That they measure impressions by how many times. Because you scroll, right? You don't really necessarily search for shorts. You kind of just scroll. It's kind of like a TikTok thing. But yeah. When I think, 275,000 have had the opportunity to watch or swipe away. So if you look at basically the overview here of this, I've gotten, 1.3 thousand subscribers just from that Jason Aldean short, which is crazy to me. So for those of you who came to my channel based on that content, thank you. Thank you for, and listen, I'm all about unity. I'm all about, having a unifying message instead of a racially divisive message. Because that's what made me so upset about it, is because the reason why people were connecting with that video so well is because people appreciated a common sense view that you can't make everything about race. You can't make everything about racism all the time, right? You have to allow people to come to their own conclusions about common sense things instead of pushing the same narrative based on whatever political or ideological bent that you have. And people get sick of it. People get sick of being called racist all the time, and people get sick of saying, hey, we're divided, from city to small town. It's like a lot of people have small town values, even people who live in the city. And so people were really resonating with that. And YouTube just cut it off. It made me so mad. It made me so mad that I decided I wasn't going to let them steal the thunder of the momentum of that video. And thank God I happen to be a musician and I could write rhymes. As a matter of fact, just to do the doggone thing. Here, let me go here. Let's go to my channel. Let's listen to it. I said, why not, man? Shoot. Go to my channel. Oh, wait, I can't even go to my channel. Todd thinks. Todd thinks. All right. Let's go to my shorts. Here we go. Here we go. Good luck. Try that in a small town. If you came to loot and riot, you should calm down. I would not suggest you try that in a small town. Emotional manipulation, how it's calibrated. All that racial tension, bro, that stuff is fabricated. Yeah, it's a scam. You know it's true. With these lies, they're controlling you just to keep you voting blue. If you're getting mad, then that probably means you're culpable. But every now and then, yeah, that's what the truth's supposed to do. Let that liberty resound when the truth is ringing out. Hear the freedom in the sound. YouTube, big tech, they just want to keep us bound. It's too bad they could never keep us down. Seem to me if I was pushing debauchery, they would not be stopping me. But if I get political, now they gonna be critical. Christian and conservative, I'm speaking for us all now. Repping Christ from the big city to the small town. Repping Christ from the big city to the small town. Yeah. There it is. Let me make sure. If you came to loot and riot, you should calm down. Came to loot and riot. I would not suggest you try that in the small. If you came to loot and riot, you should calm down. All right. So that's quite literally is the video responsible for 90% of you subscribers. So yeah. Yeah, man. Listen, I want to build a community. I definitely want to. Oh, wait. Oh, Creed fan. Oh, yeah. Creed fan had another comment here. This Saturday, after talking with my mom and dad, I made the decision to burn my leukemia journal that I started when I was 6. Nervous about burning it. Hey, I got to tell you. What I would say? I would say, if you're still listening, Creed fan, you have to think about why you want to burn it, right? If it's something where you just want to put that chapter of your life behind you, because you just want to move on. I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine that might weigh heavily on your mind, and it's just like, well, I just want to move on. I want to move in this next chapter of my life in my life. I say, hey, do it. I personally, from my perspective, I'm thinking about if it was me, I would find some value in looking back and seeing all the things that I had been through, kind of like an archive of that chapter in my life. And then, in the Bible, there's actually interesting, whenever God would do something special for the children of Israel, he would tell them oftentimes to build a memorial, right? And they would build this little memorial, and then God would tell them to tell your children that this is what I did for you. I brought you up out of the land of Egypt. I did this. I delivered you from these other gods. This is what God did for us, right? And so they would build these little monuments. And so, so from that perspective, it can be an opportunity for you to think about, God's faithfulness. And I don't, and I'm not, I'm assuming your spiritual beliefs here. I'm not sure if you are a Christian or if you believe in the Bible, but I'm just giving you a biblical perspective on how you can view the past, because God is sovereign over our past, and he's actually given us, whenever we come through a difficult season in life, we believe that's because of God's faithfulness. And so, at least that's what I believe. And so, I really feel like you should do whatever. Certainly you wouldn't be here without God. So I feel like whatever is most therapeutic for you. I'm thinking if you're feeling apprehensive about burning the journal, just think about it. I would say, because it's one of those things you can't undo, right? Once I would say if you're feeling apprehensive at all, if you think you want to do it, but you're not sure, you're not 100% sure, then it doesn't hurt to be like, let me just hang on and see how I feel tomorrow. But there again, I mean, I totally understand wanting to move on, and because I could imagine that those probably aren't super pleasant memories. So if you don't need it, basically there are no wrong answers. There are no wrong answers. All right, so anyway, man, yeah. So I'll tell you what, I'll just give you a little glimpse into the future of the channel, and and then we'll end our stream for tonight. I've been going for a solid hour. I want to do more of these, to be honest. I really would like to do more live streams. I just got to get to a place where the audience is a little bit more. I want to plan them out so that we can get some. But I'm grateful for the people who tune in, and you guys are really, really awesome to tune into my little channel and think that I have something to say. I'll just tell you, moving forward, I plan on doing a good mix of biblical content with also some of the social commentary that I do, current events. Thank you, Berean Babe. I plan on doing basically a little bit more kind of produced content, right? So a lot of times I like to do kind of a run and gun style. I kind of just get in front of the camera, something that I want to talk about. I kind of been thinking about it. I record it. Boom, I do as little editing as I can, get it uploaded, moved on, right? And those things are good. I like to talk about those current events, but the thing about it is that they're not what you call evergreen topics, right? They're things that people will be interested in for a few days, maybe a week at the most, and then they've forgotten about it. I want to kind of create content that makes you guys think, that helps you grow as a person, and if you come to my channel a year from now, it'll still be relevant, right? And so I have to think about that long-term growth and that sort of content. And in addition to sort of that getting away from the kind of the current events content, I want the content to feel a little bit more like a production, right? So that means I'll be putting out probably fewer videos, but they will have higher production value. So once again, if you haven't seen the latest video that I did on Donald Trump called killing Donald Trump, killing 45, I should say. There again, it feels like they're gonna block my content if I mention his name too much. But it'll be that's kind of a stepping stone to kind of the production value. That one took a little bit more time to kind of edit and add some things. But I do want it to be more of that sort of content. So, all right, good people. You know what? It is getting late. It is after 11, and I've been trying to get more sleep and get into bed at a more reasonable time. I appreciate you guys. As per usual, I always like to hear what your thoughts are. I know you got the people in the chat. Hey, share the content. Tell a friend. As the Todd Thinks community grows, I'm going to tell you right now, I got my sights on. I think we grew kind of really fast, and I was just like, I think I can get to 10,000 subscribers by October. That is going to be a stretch goal for sure. But I think we can grow our community to 10,000 by the end of the year. Certainly, I think that's a very, very attainable goal, and so that's my goal. I want to get to 10,000 subs by the end of the year for sure. Stretch goal, 10,000 subs by October. So, hey, I just wanted to tell you guys can help me get there. Tell a friend about it. Like the content, share it, comment. Keep that interaction so that the algorithm, in theory, will recommend the content. I don't know if it'll actually do that, but we will see. All right, good people. Well, I think it's time for us to head out. Till next time, friends. God bless you.